to get me to do it. I'm like, honey, I'm 48. Okay, I'm drifting. I'm like in dad territory here.
Dad territory.
I can't pull that shit off anymore.
Yeah, I'm fortunate in that I have a sort of a personal haircut, like a barber, I guess, because my aunt and my cousin, they both cut my hair.
Yeah, that's the way to go right there. I try to get my wife to cut my hair and she's like, I'll mess it up. I'll mess up. One time she's cutting my hair and she actually cut my ear. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like, what were you thinking? She's like, snip, snip, snip. Let me retweet this here.
All right. Do
Crazy
you
vegans.
I had to throw that jab in there. I was gonna ask, wait, do you guys still do any kind of thing, any like celebrate Halloween at all?
What do you mean? My wife and I?
Yeah.
We don't have kids, so I mean, not really. I mean, we go to parties every year, but this year my wife was saying that she didn't want to go to any parties. I was like, she always wants to go, and I don't. Well, I will go, but I'm a homebody. I like to stay home and work. I like to paint. I like to draw. I like to make movies. I like to make videos. I like making things. So where most people watch TV, I'm always making something. So
yeah,
I would rather do that. I'm not much of a socialite, so
yeah, I feel you. I'm not too social. I'm more like introvert, I guess that's what they would say. But I mean, I'll go out, but I only go out with like certain people. So if I'm in a public kind of space, I'll only be with certain people because I know I'll be able to have like converse and hang out with them.
Yeah.
But if it's like someone's just like, oh, just go to this place and check it out and meet people, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But usually for Halloween, I like to at least go at least like a bar hopping or something, or just have a drink and dress up as something stupid. I was wondering if you were gonna dress up as like Dr. Manhattan or something.
Oh no, not at all. I have the detective outfit this year because
Oh, okay.
I'm working on social justice detective, and I have like the complete detective getup with I mean, I have everything a detective would have. It's actually pretty cool. So
Yeah, that sounds pretty tight.
yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, what? Because your original avatar was like Dr. Manhattan. I was wondering, why did you choose Dr. Manhattan as your original avatar thing?
I didn't really think much about it. At that point in YouTube, everyone was having an animal. And I thought, well, what's at the top of the food chain? And I thought, well, humans are obviously at the top of the food chain, but what is even higher than humans? And I thought, well, Dr. Manhattan is kind of like a god. So,
That's true. That's so true.
so I figured, well, I'll just make my avatar God. So that was
Yeah.
it was much thought as I put into it. So
Yeah, I feel you. That's pretty cool. I like that. Have you seen that image that's been floating around about the politically correct way to uh, dress up for Halloween or something like that?
no, what is it?
There's this. It's kind of like a guide, like on how to not culturally appropriate or be politically incorrect for Halloween. And hold on, let me see if I have that. I'll like screen share it, and then it's pretty ridiculous. And let's see, where the hell is this? But basically, it's like has like this guidelines for you. Actually, let me just like, it's probably on the internet somewhere.
That's cool. I pulled our chat up so I could see if there's any way to bug. I've tweeted
My
out
pops
earlier.
is usually in it. Okay, oh, that's my pops right there.
Oh,
Above
really?
yours. Yeah, he usually watches my stuff.
Howdy. I approve of the haircut.
Let's see, costume guide. I think that's what it's called. Okay, yeah, hold on, let me. Okay, hold on, let me share the screen right now.
So are you not talking about where you're at location wise?
I live in California, Southern California.
Yeah, I figured. I live in Southern California. Everyone knows I live in LA because I got a big mouth. So, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Campus Reform. I just been watching their stuff. Yeah. This all started with that video that blew up, right? The Halloween costume.
Yeah, it was one of those videos. I forget which one specifically. I remember hearing about it, but this thing is just it's comical and at the same time it's just like ridiculous. But this thing is like, what is your costume? A meme? Is it from 4chan or Reddit? Yes. Does the meme validate white supremacists? Yes. No. So is it Pepe the Frog?
Yes.
Yes. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like,
is there gonna be a bunch of Peppies?
I hope so. I hope to see Pepe's Unlimited.
Who's the guy? Oh, I can't remember his name. He's suing people now over the Pepe the Frog thing. So maybe he would sue over the costume as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. That would be that sounds like something ridiculous. Like if he's already suing for people using the just the meme alone.
What's his name? Matt something. Matt Fury. That's it.
Matt Fury.
I have
sounds like a furious fella.
I have a Matt Fury T-shirt that I actually love. I saw you at VidCon. I was wearing my Matt Fury T-shirt then.
Oh, really?
I saw you at VidCon, and I actually stole one of your videos. So I'm here to apologize. You you uploaded the video of you took the video of Anita Sarkeesian telling Sargon of Akkad off.
Yeah, I took that one and the one a couple days later of her with Boogie, and I think a lot of people use both those videos.
Totally, I got in trouble for it. Crazy Hair, yeah, Crazy Hair said people were talking mad smack about me because, well, first of all, I knew you had used the clip in the middle of a long clip where you were talking. You made a proper video out of it. And I was like, nobody wants this guy's talking in the video. They just want to see the clip. So I cut the clip out. And to my credit, I had cleaned it up a lot because you were doing handheld from far, far away.
Yeah.
So, and I was shooting the same way. It's super bouncy, like super bouncy all over the place. So I spent a lot of time like making her in the center of the frame and taking the bounce out of it and stuff like that. I didn't have proper software to do it, so I was just doing it by hand. So
that must have been a bitch.
Yeah, it's better, but so I felt like, okay, well, at least I, did some changes here.
Yeah.
And I uploaded on my second channel. I didn't upload it on my main channel. I just figured people would want to see it. And they gave me Crazy Hair had given me a hard time the next day at VidCon.
What?
Saying other people had seen that I had done that and were just not. Well, maybe she's just talking smack. I don't know. Yeah, but I was like, maybe. What? I was like, okay, well, fine. All right, I'll take it down. And I think I set it to unlisted.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, everyone was hanging out together. Like Sargon was hanging out with everyone, and I was like, oh, great. Sargon thinks I'm a dick because I stole. But I mean, isn't Sargon being sued for like $100,000 for doing essentially the same thing?
I heard about that. I saw the video.
I'm here, at least I'm here on your channel apologizing to your face, right?
I didn't even care. I was like, well, at least someone's gonna have to, document this because they weren't filming it. They weren't doing like a live feed there. Totally. So that's why I wanted to like capture it But yeah, I've seen other people using it too. I didn't care. I didn't even know that you had used it. I wouldn't have cared either. So no apology necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was Crazy Hair too. There was like a whole situation with Crazy Hair at VidCon too. I don't know if you heard about that.
I was kind of involved in it a bit because the Vernaculus stayed with her at VidCon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So she wanted a ride over to Blair White's party, and I gave her a ride over to Blair White's party. She's the one that told me where it was. We had a huge conversation about whether or not we should go to Blair White's party because I was like, well, I don't go to parties that I'm not invited to. Remember, she got in trouble for going because she supposedly wasn't invited. I'm like,
yeah, I saw I saw the stream about that after, like when Blair and Shu and Andy, they all had a stream about that. It was intense.
They blackballed her big time. Did you go to Blair White's party?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I only know out of like the kind of bigger YouTubers, I only personally know Barbara for Jūstice,
Okay.
and I know Kisara Vera very kind of mutually or like mutual, and just recently, I guess he's not really so much up there, but he's a lot bigger than me. I did a stream with him recently. I think I'm real.
Okay.
But those are pretty much, and Derek, I kind of talk to every now and then, some black guy.
Yeah. I've DM'd with him on Twitter before. I've never done a stream with him or anything.
Yeah, I've never streamed with him, but yeah, I'm not the same. Like we kind of just talk through like direct messages and shit. But apart from that, like I just hung out with them a little bit at VidCon, and then afterwards, I kind of just came home, edited my videos, and put them out, and then just went back the next day.
Yeah, we're locals. I did the same thing. So I'm like, I only went because it's basically my backyard, right? I thought,
yeah.
And Nick Wizard of Cause had DM'd me on Twitter and said, "No, dude, come down." And I'm like, wow, it looks like kind of lame actually. It looks like a bunch of like tweens.
A bunch of young bucks.
Exactly. You know, I'm older, so I thought, you know, I don't want to hang out with a bunch of school kids.
A bunch of kids.
But he's like, no, we're not even hanging out there. We're hanging out at like our apartment, or I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was at someone had, I think Bunty had like an Airbnb or something.
Yeah, totally. So I went down there. Yeah, so I went down there because he said, yeah, come on down, come over. And then I went down there and he wasn't even he was like kind of left me. But one of my subscribers had a little booth set up there. Reed Nice Wonder, yeah.
Okay.
He's actually one of my patrons too. So
that's cool.
He was doing interviews. So I just ended up hanging out with him, and it was actually a lot of fun. He had dinner with Sargon the night before, the day before I went down there. He had messaged me too, and I asking me if I was going to go and stuff. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to go. I knew he was also in LA, but he didn't let me. I wasn't under the impression that he was even there. Like it seemed like he was messaging me, like asking me if I was going to go. Maybe I'll go if you're going to go. But no, he's like there. I'm like, why didn't you tell me you were there? I would have just come down. So, but it actually was a lot of fun. I saw the videos of you running around with Sargon, and I mean, it was fascinating. Sargon was surrounded by just an entourage at all times. It was great. It was pretty pretty fun.
Like his little keck.
Yeah, were you in the picture? Did you get in the keck picture? Because I was standing right next to the keck picture, but I was like, I thought, I don't want to get into this picture.
I wasn't in it. I wasn't in it, but I was the one who kind of, I was like, hey, we should get like a group photo of all of us here. And at first I pointed to that sign that said awesome, like in platinum print or whatever. It was like a platinum sign that said awesome or something like that. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But I had left because I didn't think they were going to take the picture, because I was like, we were just hanging out. It was like it was pretty much over, like towards the end of the day. So I was like, I'm gonna just head home. And then I like check on Twitter, and then everyone took that group picture, and I was like, ah, shit, I missed out.
But, so you weren't in it either. I was standing right there, and I thought, I don't want to get in that picture. I'm like, who the hell am I? I'm nobody. Jeez.
Yeah, I just felt, I don't know. I was just threw the idea out there, and then it didn't take place until I left.
That's funny.
So I was just like, shit. But I was gonna ask all this Weinstein, this whole new Hollywood crazy scandal with Weinstein.
Have I slept with Harvey Weinstein? No, I've not slept with Harvey Weinstein.
I was just wondering if that's what it took to get the Dr. Manhattan role.
Exactly.
But no, it was funny because I was talking to someone about it recently, and then with the other scandal too. Well, last year or the year before with Bill Cosby. And so we were pretty much making like a code name for like with their names now. So it's like, would you rather be Weinstein or Cosby'd?
Yeah,
in
what
Hollywood.
but if you're Weinstein, at least you get a career out of it, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
Cosby, do you wake up hungover and don't really know what happened?
Yeah, it was.
I'll take the Weinstein.
Yeah, yeah, because
It's
I was
funny.
arguing that too.
It's funny
I
that
argued
women
that
are
too.
talking about like a lot of women are talking about we shouldn't be able to we shouldn't this shouldn't be going on. And I'm sympathetic to that, but just a part of me says that there are a lot of men out there too that wish they had that opportunity. Like they're like, I wish I could give it away and get a
Yeah,
career going. It's like
I'd be so much farther in life right now.
even if it wasn't a gay thing, even if it was just like a producer woman who is the same around the same age as Harvey Weinstein and maybe
Yeah,
just as unattractive. And I mean,
yeah,
as a guy, you wouldn't be enjoying that, but I mean, you'd be like, the career, come on.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
the opportunity here.
There's not much cougars out there like that like the unattractive cougars that ball and
Yeah.
that are willing to just hook you up with a career in exchange for it's some a terrible experience, a terrible sexual experience.
Exactly. Exactly. It's funny.
But
We should double back on the crazy hair thing because we never really finished up. And
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Like the Blair White party, you didn't go to the Blair White party. Did you know about the Blair White party? The only reason I knew about the Blair White party because I was hanging out with crazy hair and Blair. It seemed like Vernaculus was essential to this party.
I wasn't invited to the Blair White party.
Right.
I
Well,
heard them
I
talking
wasn't
about it.
invited either.
Yeah, I wasn't invited. I just I heard them talking about the
Right.
party after one of the panels.
Sure.
And then they're like, oh, let's, get together, blah, blah, blah. And then I was talking to Casar Vera at the time. And, but yeah, they didn't really extend me like an invitation, but I was kind of
I
already.
got you. I saw them there. I saw Casar there and I saw some black guy there. But the thing is, we talked, they were on the stream that they blasted crazy hair. It was very unclear. And I really didn't like this part that they were saying she wasn't invited. And I sat on her bed in the hotel room with Reed was there. And Reed and I had a conversation about, should we go to this thing? Are we invited to this thing? And she got the information, crazy hair got the information from Vernaculus while we were there, just like she said on the stream.
Yeah.
And Vernaculus, we drove part of the way there, not very far, just down the street. And Vernaculus called and wanted us to get his charger. So we had to turn around, go back to her room and get Vernaculus's cell phone charger for him. Yeah, exactly. It was a huge pain in the ass. So that's why when people were saying she wasn't invited, I'm like, dude, I had to drive back to get Vernaculus's cell phone charger. She definitely was invited. But
yeah.
So the conversation that we had about whether or not we're invited, I was like, it's at the Standard, in the Standard Bar. The Standard Bar is a public place.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You need an invitation to go to the Standard on Saturday night, okay?
Yeah, my friends and I used to throw like a monthly thing at the Standard rooftop in downtown.
So yeah, exactly. You don't need to, like, half the people, there were maybe 10, 12 YouTubers there. There were 25 people there that had no affiliation with YouTube whatsoever, that were just hanging out at the Standard.
I think the situation though with the crazy hair was the actual hotel room situation.
Yeah, totally. And the hotel room is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But people were talking. That guy, I'm hesitant to mention him because he's a totally nice guy. That Sofane guy from Poisoning the Well. He was saying that she wasn't invited. Well, I don't know that Sofane ever went up to the hotel room. I mean, a bunch of us were hanging out in the Standard Bar.
Yeah.
And the Standard Bar is a public place. I mean, maybe he didn't know that it was a public place because sometimes they do close off bars for specific parties. So it may just been he didn't know, but yeah, no, getting invited. I don't think he got invited up to the hotel room. I didn't get invited up to the hotel room. I wouldn't go up to the hotel room. That's like crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about the rooftop situation. I just knew about
the
like the
rooftop got
hotel room.
closed. The rooftop got closed down though. They were having some other private party on the rooftop, and we couldn't go up to the rooftop because had some rap music release party going up there. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, so we all got stuck in the bar, but
Well, that's
Sargon was there. Anthony Fontano was there. I talked to the people from Honey Badger Radio for a long time.
yeah.
Allison was there. Karen wasn't there. I think she's in Canada. So Karen Strong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
But Lacey was there. Chris Reagan was there. Yeah.
I think I've seen some pictures of that.
Yeah, I talked to is it Dieter Lucum?
Talked to him. I recognize the name Dieter. I don't know what his last name is, but yeah, we're probably thinking of the same person.
He's like 9 feet tall. You feel like you're standing at the bottom of a well. And
yeah.
I'm like 5'10". I'm not a short guy, but he's like towering.
Yeah, he does tower over. I remember when I seen him, I was like, who is like this jolly green giant over here?
Yeah.
But I only knew about.
It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. So
yeah, VidCon in general was pretty cool. I was not expecting so many crazy like teenage girls there. I thought it was gonna be a lot of just content creators. I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, there's also the viewers.
There was a lot of under teenage too.
Yeah, it was weird. Those parts of VidCon that were just weird. Basically that was just like the bizarre. Like I was not expecting that.
Do you think YouTube kind of gets you into this silo where you think, nobody likes to call it the skeptic community, but I'm kind of in the skeptic community, I think, and YouTube just shows me videos from this little community. But at VidCon, you realize, okay, there's like 100 of these different communities, and we're only in this one.
Yeah. There's so many different like pockets of different types of creators and content. Yeah. At the Women Online panel, there was this one girl who she was sharing the panel with Anita Sarkeesian and these two other creators who were females and stuff, and she was the only one who didn't understand the whole skeptic circle. So she was like being introduced to it like that day. She was like, I'm not sure what this whole like online beef is. This is new to me. I don't even understand the concept of all this drama on YouTube. And I don't know, it was just
good for her.
But yeah, she was definitely I was like, oh, I'm so glad. I checked out her channel too, and she's pretty cool. She just is pretty much a vlogger and makes skits, and she's just like silly. So she's not like a political or social type of like activist type person or something like that. But she was, for some reason, she was on this panel with them.
She's like, we need another woman. Who's gullible? Who's gullible? Who doesn't know who I am?
Yeah, I swear they kind of just threw her in there. I felt bad for her because I was like, you're so sweet. I don't understand why you're here either. But I don't know.
Ranting Monkey did a video recently that he was, I don't know how recently it was. I only saw it recently, and he was making fun of two YouTubers, and it seemed like he was really getting angry, and I haven't given him a hard time yet, but both of those YouTubers I know in real life because I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, damn.
I kept thinking, I was like, well, Brad's actually really cool. So, but it's not that Brad even cares, or it's YouTube. Like it's entertainment. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I was wondering too. Okay, so because you've done a lot of streams with some high profile people and some just I guess people more like on a lower scale of YouTube or whatever. And I was wondering, out of any more left leaning YouTubers, who would you want to have on a live stream that you haven't had on? Like, obviously someone like maybe like Contra. I know people gave you a lot of shit for stuff with Contra.
I tried to do a live stream with ContraPoints and he wouldn't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I tried to get Chrisiosity to negotiate it, but I'm to the point. I mean, I talked about this in a live stream recently where I can't, every time I do a live stream with a social justice advocate, I lose like 100 subs. I lose like people just
Damn, is that deadly?
They don't like it. They don't like it because it's a tribal atmosphere out there. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm honest about it. I understand why, and I understand why even more now. I just recently had a falling out with Tim Blake, Tim Blake I considered a friend until a few days ago, but I had reached out to another social justice. I hate using the word social justice warrior.
Yeah, it's cringe, but
yeah. So I reached out to somebody over this MythCon thing, and I want to have a conversation about this MythCon thing because they really fucked over these MythCon people.
yeah.
And so I was interested in having a conversation with them. I don't want to say who it is because they don't want to be involved in the drama, but they came back to me and said that Tim Blake and Ranting Feminists had told them that I was just a troll. And I had approached Tim Blake about creating fake drama so that we could get a bunch of views, which is not entirely untrue. I had a conversation with him about doing collab videos that were like WWE style collab videos where he did a really interesting video. Well, it's one of his funniest videos where he goes off on Bearing Cab. And it's the one that Bearing always uses where he says dripping with autism and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to do some back and forth like that with him where I would do that kind of thing with him and he would do that kind of thing with me, and we would get views out of that, and we would be growing our channels instead of him focusing on Bearing and not having any kind of argument. I mean, he did a stream with Bearing. Like Bearing invited him on to talk about the Christy Winter doxing drama or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it was after that guy Helping Hand had done a video response just tearing Michael Rowland's a new one about transgender people or intersex people being another sex. I don't know if you saw that video.
I didn't. No, I didn't even hear about that one.
Yeah, Helping Hand is the name of the channel. He did his first video was like amazing. And he did a response video to Michael Rowlands, who, let's be honest here, Michael Rowlands is not very bright. Like, I don't know if he's taking science classes or whatever. He seems like a music guy. Like, he's just out there, like, talking about his feelings. He doesn't put any thought or research into his videos.
Yeah.
So he just tore him apart. And Bearing made a response video promoting this Helping Hand guy because he thought the video was so good, and Tim just blew a gasket about it, and Bearing invited him on a stream to talk about it, and I talked to Tim about it. I said, hey, well, if you're going to go on a stream, why don't you have some good arguments? Like Michael Rowlands has never had an argument on the like in favor of the intersex side of the argument. Why don't you have an argument? But he went on that stream. He had no argument whatsoever. He looked like a complete fucking idiot, looked like a total moron. And so my pitch to him was like, we can do response videos to each other and have an actual argument and have an interesting debate. But I soon realized, like, he's not a thinker, man. He's just here for the drama. He really is just here for the drama. So this offer that I made to him, which was totally innocent, and I'm totally open about it, like I haven't hid it, has turned into me trying to deceive his audience and create fake drama that no one would know was fake. And I'm just like, dude, you've done 3 live streams with me. You've been on my channel 3 times. Every time you come on my channel, I lose a bunch of subs. Like, I'm thinking you and I are friends, but behind my back, you're telling people that I'm a troll, that I'm a phony, that I'm like not even a real like person. I guess it's like,
that's crazy. I wonder why he. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, he just sounds like a fucking idiot. But
he is. He's just not. He's not bright. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I think that's crazy though that you lose subs for having other people like that on there. I feel like
every single Yeah, every single one of these people has to have like a Tim Blake story like me.
Yeah.
Like after that happened, I'm having a cordial email exchange with this guy about doing a live stream about the MythCon thing. And I bring up the fact that, you know, every time I have Tim on, or every time I've had Eli Bosnick on a couple times. Every time I have him on, I lose 150 subs.
That's so crazy.
And go ahead.
I was just thinking, because I like to watch when there's channels when it is two different sides of the, you know, the tribes or whatever.
Right.
And I find it pretty, I mean, not that to like for it's just for entertainment, but I am genuinely interested to see, you know, how a conversation, like how it progresses and like afterwards, like, you know, between whoever it is that's streaming. I like to see that progress. And I just think it's crazy that there's people out there who just, they're not interested in that at all. Like, to the point where they leave your channel.
I think they're interested in it. I think it's the people, because I got to tell you, just thinking about Tim, because he totally screwed me over with this guy. So I'm having this conversation via email about setting up a live stream. And all of a sudden, mid email exchange, this guy totally turns on me and he starts insulting me, and he starts just completely putting me down. I mean, the conversation turned in an instant. And then I find out the reason the conversation turned was because Tim Blake told this guy was not for real. So he's treating me like a troll because Tim Blake has said I'm a troll, which is completely ridiculous. Like, it's so wrong. So now I understand why I lose 150 subs when I have Tim on, because Tim has probably done this has participated in this exact same behavior where he's been completely nice to somebody's face. You know, he's done live streams with them. He's hammed it up with them. He's joked around on Twitter. But as soon as your back is turned, he's telling people that you're not for real, that you're a phony, that you're only interested in fake drama. So
damn, I wonder, that fool is probably going to be Two-Face for Halloween. I imagine that's going to be his costume.
Well, I've contemplated making a video about it, but I don't know that I'm going to, just because I just let bygones be bygones. And no matter what you do, I mean, it is based somewhat in truth. I did ask him to do these, and he lost his Twitter account. So the DMs were, he actually agreed to do this, which is the interesting thing. So I made the offer when I first started my YouTube channel, and we were actually like somewhat friends. I mean, I have a video, one of my first videos, where I say, you know, I don't know a lot about feminism, and I'm here to learn. Like, I didn't come into this as an anti-feminist, anti-social justice warrior.
Yeah.
Just their behavior has like disgusted me over time. And not only that, I think I think the feminists just, their argument is not great. Their argument is not really great.
Yeah, it's based on a lot of, well, old lifestyle, like shit from like the past, like the far fucking past. So it's hard to take it seriously when it's like, these issues are done with. Like, I don't understand what you're even complaining about.
Yeah.
And also, I know there's a weird way kind of to segue into this, but based on your live streams, how did you get into the vegan debate topic? Like, how did you get, what caused you to want to interact with the vegans?
The name the trait thing. The name the trait. I saw the first vegan exchange was Bering had made a response video to Jack Green. And I thought, wow, I didn't even know vegans were a thing on YouTube. But I saw that, and then I saw his live stream with Kraut and T. And it's funny, Kraut and T thought he did a terrible job, and I thought he did a great job, which just goes to show you but I'm looking at it from a different perspective. So, but that name the trait thing came up and they kept talking. One of the things that interests me is the moral psychology stuff. And one of the reasons I started doing videos was because people talk about morality and they don't talk about it in specifics. So that name the trait thing really bugged me because they were making moral claims. And I thought, oh, well, now that you're making moral claims, you're on my turf. So I'll answer this name the trait thing. And I made that first video and it actually was pretty popular. I think it's almost up to about 5,000 views, which is good for me for a small channel.
Yeah.
So, but they just started coming at me right and left after that video. They came at me in the comments, and Banana Warrior Princess was giving me a hard time in the comments. And I mean, I was giving her a hard time too. We were having some fun, but I was like, well, if you want to do a stream on this, I'm happy to do a stream. And I did a live stream, and a lot of people said, man, that was the best vegan debate I've ever listened to. Like, I feel like I'm learning so much about moral psychology, and I had no idea these things. So I was like, well, maybe I can just keep this going. And it's kind of funny because it's exactly the thing that I was trying to pitch Tim and Ranting Feminist on.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying, like, people are drawn to conflict. They want, a schoolyard fight draws a crowd. Like,
I'll see you in the parking lot.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no shame in that, I feel. I mean, I'm here to entertain people. On their side, a lot of times they have this attitude that it's wrong to care about subscribers and it's wrong to care about views. And I'm like, you're a fucking activist. You're here as an activist. Like, how can you say that? That's like saying, that's like I'm gonna open a shop, but I don't really want customers. I just want to have the shop. Totally. Have you seen Portlandia, the feminists on Portlandia? Because that's the exact same thing. They always make a joke about it, like, we don't want customers here. I saw that there's this episode. I think I even remember the episode in season. I might be wrong, but I think it's season 5, episode 7, or season 7. Oh my god, you are a Portlandia fan. I love that show. It's like it also, that episode starts off with the whole gender the gender situation, or not the gender, but like the LGBT umbrella terms and stuff. And then basically, when he's like, the girl's like, I'm a homo spectacle. I kiss other girls to get the attention of guys. It works every time. They do make it's so funny. I love that parodies of social justice are great. Yeah, they're pretty solid. I actually, hold on, I have to share my screen because I wanted to show this to you. So that's just to finish up on the vegans. That's exactly why I got into the vegan thing, was because I thought I want to teach. Whoa, what the hell is that? This is what vegans look like after they've had enough supplements and. Oh my god, that's hilarious! I was thinking maybe it's vegan gains. Yeah, that's a 6-pack. That's a 6 vegan gain pack right there. That's awesome. So yeah, I was just, my whole thing was, and I was always open about this. I told them this, like, I'm here because that guy Tim Jong-un, who was actually really cool. He's really mean to me when I did my first debate with Banana Warrior Princess, but then we kind of became friends because, I mean, I just told him, I'm only interested, you guys are making moral claims. I'm interested in the morality. Like, I study morality. I study human nature. That's what interests me. So I don't care about the animals. You like have your animal thing going. But when you start making moral claims, when you start talking about morality, you're talking about something I know about, I'm interested in. So it doesn't sit well with me when they're just making wild claims. And then, I mean, I feel like it's kind of, well, you can never say that. I feel personally like the name. Do you know anything about the name the trait thing? Do you know about? I don't know too much. I don't know too much about that. Yeah, the name the trait thing is a thing that Ask Yourself Isaac came up with, and he's a more popular YouTuber than me. I think he has about 12,000 subscribers, he thinks he has 1 million subscribers. He's like, he's totally full of himself. But I actually find it a little bit endearing that he's so egomaniacal. Yeah. So a lot of people don't like him at all, but we had a few back and forth, but I mean, he's a kid. He's a nice guy. It's difficult for me to be mean to people because I'm older. I just feel like I've been there. Like I understand it.
I was gonna ask too, because I mean, you in all your streams and with a lot of people I've seen your streams, I mean, you're like really a calm and collected person when you're doing whatever it is you're doing. You're pretty chill, and like you're not like a rude person. I feel like I was thinking, like, you know Destiny? Do you know Destiny?
Oh my God. I don't know if I could do a stream with Destiny. Yeah.
That's what I was like. Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because it was like Destiny is the polar opposite of you. Destiny, it was like you're a calm and collected guy, and I feel like Destiny is so. I don't know. He's like gasoline, and everything else is just matches. And everything just lights him up.
This is going to.
Oh, the PSA Sitch is in the chat, and I'm so glad he's in this right now, because I have to show this. I actually was working on this because I was like, what am I gonna be for Halloween? So I was like, am I gonna be?
Oh my God, that's awesome.
PSA, or am I gonna be the anime version of PSA?
Notice he's not holding up my avatar. Fuck both of you.
Well, actually, hold on. I kept that in consideration.
Oh hilarious. Hilarious.
I was actually looking for your other, I was looking for your original Dr. Manhattan one. But I couldn't find any like solid images. So I was just like, I just grabbed this one because it was like the first one I could find. And then so I got all three of you guys right here.
That's awesome.
So I'm just gonna walk around Halloween and just hold these up to my face.
That's great.
I'll be a schizophrenic for Halloween.
Those are a lot of fun. Yep. PSA Sitch is probably my new favorite YouTuber.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. Also, I think PSA. While you're in the chat, just have to let you know your animation skills are like second to none. I really have a lot of admiration for your channel.
Anyone can animate, honestly. Well, not anyone, but a lot of people can animate. The thing that I really admire is the pacing, because pacing is hard in any video making.
Because I do a lot of motion graphics stuff myself, but I'm totally a different. My style of animation is completely different. But seeing PSA's style, I don't know, there's something about it. I'm like, I can't do that. Like I know how to do my style, and I can mimic certain other styles of animation. But what PSA does, I can't mimic it. I'll try one day, but I feel like I can't quite get I feel like also that comical timing and just,
that's what I mean. The pacing. Yeah. It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah, as a video maker, I think pacing is one of the most important things. I've been a study of Bearing's videos because Bearing does really good pacing too. And Bearing is really good about context, which is something that I screw up on all the time. Like I have people come into my comment section and you realize, oh, I have no idea they have no idea what's going on because I've left some essential piece of context out.
Yeah, I think also with your last video though, the one about Centris, how you did a little bit of, you did like some motion graphics kind of stuff in that video. I found that video to be one of my favorites of yours, because I think you pulled it off pretty solid. This is a pretty solid video. It was comical. The pacing was, you pulled off the pacing.
Somebody in my comments said that they hated my avatar, but they thought my ending was boss. I was like, yeah, that ending. I was like, I know how to do this ending. I know how to fucking do this. I just got sick. Braving Ruin had made a video saying all centrists are liars. And I actually tried to, I think Braving Ruin is actually a pretty smart guy. He's a racist, but he's a smart guy. Yeah. So I'm joking when I say he's a racist, because I know that's a derogatory term. He is a ethno nationalist, I believe, which I'm torn on whether or not ethno nationalism is racism, because just conservatives are wired differently than liberals. You're probably a liberal. Just looking at your haircut, I'm thinking he's probably a liberal. I mean, I'm like a longtime liberal, but ever since I started studying moral psychology, I understand the conservative mindset.
Yeah.
And they're a little more triggered by things like black people. Like, but it's like, it's completely, it's how do you like, it's like being afraid of heights. Like, how do you say you're wrong for being afraid of heights? Even they always use the term, like, stop me if I'm getting myself in trouble here, because sometimes I talk about this stuff like a matter of factly, and people realize that sounded racist or sexist or something.
Yeah, but I think you're not saying that this is your this is your personal opinion. You're stating of what you've studied about conservatives. So it's not like you're personally saying this yourself. You're just
it's not me at all. Yeah, no, I'm wired. I'm technically, I mean, they call it, what do they call it? Xenophilia or xenophobia. That's what they call it. They always say conservatives are xenophobic, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I hear that.
I'm xenophilic all the way. I'm the other end. Like, I enjoy going out I enjoy hanging out with people that don't look like me. Like, I enjoy that. But I understand that they don't.
Yeah, I honestly too, on that subject, I don't really care if I'm in a group of, like, if I'm hanging out with a certain like, if I'm hanging out with a specific group, like if I'm just hanging out with black people, or if I'm just hanging out with white people. Right. I don't care if I'm hanging out like in a strictly, it's never really ends up being purposely like, oh, I'm only gonna hang out with these black people, or I'm only gonna hang out with these white people tonight, you know. But I have certain circles of friends that they only kind of hang out with black people, or they only hang out with Mexicans or whatever. But right. and then I have circles of friends where it's a whole conglomerate of everybody, and I really don't care either, however which way it is.
See, then you're like me. That's the liberal side, because the liberal side is for diversity, but I mean, a lot of people will say like minorities are liberal, and I always think not all minorities are liberal, because it doesn't make any sense. Like you just said, you have groups of friends like that are all black that only want to hang out with black people. That's the conservative blacks right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. And it's like they don't really like to, that if I even like state that, they get so like butthurt.
Oh, see?
And then they'll be like, well, you're hanging out with us. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, from aside from other people we've worked with in the past, you know, you don't really like to invite certain other type of people. And not to put them on the spot or anything.
See, this is why I don't like the word racist, because it's like they're in the book. What's that book? Our Political Nature. He goes into this stuff it's very scientific, and he cites about every study that's been done on this stuff. He calls it ethnocentrism, which I think is a lot less offensive term. Mm-hmm. Racist is like, I hate, like, they don't necessarily hate white people or hate black people. Like, I don't think Braving Ruin hates black people or hates other non-whites. I think he is more in love with his own race than he hates other races, which is a completely different thing.
Yeah, that's true. I know it's another reason too. Another thing about just being a certain.
Hey, what's up, Sitch? I shared the link. Just
that's awesome. No, what's up? I'm so glad to have you on.
Cool. That's all I have to say.
Say something impressive.
That was pretty impressive.
I don't need to say anything impressive. You guys were saying all the impressive stuff about me already.
I know. It's all been said.
You need to change your avatar while we're on this stream, and I'll just talk like this, and it'll be an entire PSA stream. It'll just be a Sitch stream.
That's a great idea.
When's your new video gonna be out, Sitch?
Hopefully Friday.
Oh, really? Wow, cool.
It's taking fucking long ass time to do.
How long does it take you to edit? Like well, I guess it depends on the video, because some of them go pretty hard in the paint.
I don't know. Usually it takes about 1 week per 10 minutes. And this one's like 30 minutes. So
I've been there. I've spent a week editing videos. The thing that I'm working on now is just massive. It's like a month for one video, for one 5-minute video.
I remember I spent 2 months making a music video. I was mainly at motion graphics, and it took me like 2 months to make it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the timelines are so, I guess just depending on how intricate you get with your videos. But animation, I feel like when you're done with it, it looks so simple. And when your viewers are seeing it, it just looks like, oh, it was just there. It just exists. This video just exists.
Yes.
And it's like you slave forever to just make it what it is.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous. Like, you know, you wonder if it's really worth the time or not to.
No,
to do this.
You don't wonder that. You know for a fact it's not worth it.
That's true. You're right. I know it's not worth the time.
The whole time
it's not worth the time financially, anyways.
The whole time I'm working on it, I'm like, this is not worth it. This is totally not worth it.
I know you do get to those points in your videos sometimes where you're just like, shh, what am I doing here? Am I really going to continue with the rest of this video in my life? I don't know.
I've abandoned ship on videos before. Have you abandoned ship? Have you gotten halfway through a video and not finished? Keezy?
Yeah, I've actually done that before too. There's been like some topics where I feel like I start it and then by the time, because you know how internet time works, it's just like when something's a day old, it's like a whole month old. And I've gone to a point where it just feels like the topic that I'm particularly talking about just feels so outdated. By the time I'm actually kind of almost maybe even halfway through, then I'm just like, whatever, I'm done. I don't even want to put this out. And that's only happened maybe like 3 or 4 videos, but that has happened.
Sitch, you can't hit the topic du jour, can you? Because
no, it's not possible. Well, I don't know. I got one video. I got the Undertale video out before anyone else did somehow.
That's the key.
The Tucker Carlson one.
That's the key.
Yeah, that is key.
I got my Lacy Green Red Pill video out before anyone did, and it just shot up to like 45,000 views in the first like 3 days. It took. It was nothing. So
that's actually how I found a lot of new people. Is that you search for some term and you get whatever the newest or whatever the only video that exists is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. This MythCon thing I never thought would keep going. Like I've been wanting to make a video ever since it broke, and I thought, oh, it's over. But now it keeps coming and coming and coming.
Yeah, MythCon did kind of drag out a bit, the topic of it at least.
It's still going, and now Sargon's working on like a series of MythCon response videos. I think it's only on his 2nd channel, but still. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I think you gotta sometimes you gotta abandon, even though it's better, you get those boosts if you're the first person doing it. Sometimes you just gotta, abandon it. Because the thing that really blew up my channel, which I almost didn't even make, was my evergreen videos, which I didn't come out with till like months after everyone else did their videos. Yeah. And halfway through, I'm almost like, you know what, this is taking too long. It's not worth it. Maybe I should just give up. But I didn't, and then that's what elevated my channel. So you never know.
Yeah, I have an interesting story like that too, because Sargon did his interview with Jordan Peterson. And there was a real interesting clip in there, and I clipped it out just kind of on a whim, and I threw it up on my 2nd channel. And my 2nd channel it doesn't even have 1,000 subs. I think it's like 400 subs or whatever. And that video did nothing. It got like 500 views. And I was looking around, and I saw, oh, look, it looks like that same video, and someone had stolen the video off of my channel, and it was like 100,000 views.
That is so whack.
When I clipped it out, I made Sargon like a little bigger. I'd done some editing stuff, so you could tell that it was just my video. Like it was the exact same length. It was just my video. And I was so pissed. I was like, God damn it. But he had a thumbnail, and he had all these tags put in there. And I thought, okay, well, I just threw it up there. Like I didn't tag it or any of that stuff. So I stole his thumbnail. I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. I stole his thumbnail, and I stole all of his tags. He had gone to like the Wikipedia page and like doctored it up with with Jordan Peterson's information and stuff. So I just completely cloned his video, and it did nothing. It just sat there. But months later, like, it's starting to pick up now. Like, I've probably gotten 100 subs off of that video now, and I think it's might be up to like 25,000 views, and it's getting like 6,000 or 7,000 views every couple of days. I'm like, okay, so it is going to probably go up to 100 grand now.
Yeah, I feel like some videos, like randomly, that sometimes these videos, you don't even expect to. Some videos that might just kind of get more attention than you expected.
Yeah,
and they kind of just blow up for some reason.
So yeah, there it can be a delay or something else triggers it. I mean, we're going into a weird space here now. YouTube may be, I don't want to say it, but YouTube may be dying.
Yeah,
how dare
I feel
you.
like I love YouTube, but it is going in such a terrible direction right now. It's kind of sad. And I think also with what is it, the ADL, or is that the name of the
League?
Yeah. I think because I keep on comparing it to was it 1984, how they had the like their thought police or whatever, and how their term was wrong think, but now today it's like hate speech. Like today, the hate speech is technically the word for wrong think. And but it's just hate speech sounds so much like, it sounds scarier because the word hate is in it. And I feel like that's the direction we're going in. Where instead of burning books, we're deleting channels and like deleting people's accounts, which is technically, I mean, it's like a Twitter account is technically like your personal book, like a diary. Like you write things in it.
Sure.
And then, totally. if it's deleted, that's essentially the same as like the book burning.
Tim got his chance. Tim got his Twitter deleted, I think. So I don't have.
He's back.
Yeah, but he's back on a different Twitter, and I don't have any of the old DMs. Like I don't know if you were listening, Sitch, when I was telling the story about how Tim was just totally talking smack behind my back, but I had a bunch of DMs where he agreed to do the collab with me, and I'm like, oh fuck you, I'm gonna go to these DMs, so I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna show the world because you agreed to it, you bastard. But I'm going, oh my god, he's on a different account. I don't even have the DMs.
You can get them receipts.
I didn't. I'm out there just on a wing and a prayer now. People have to believe me.
Someone in the chat, P Dog Knight, just said Amazon announced that they are working on a competitor for YouTube.
No, oh my god!
I'm wondering though,
how long ago was that? Because Amazon will.
I don't know actually, but I think there's already so many other video platforms too that are trying to compete, like VidMe. I don't think Vimeo I would put on the same category as YouTube because it's more for like
filmmakers.
Creative, filmmakers and stuff like that. There is like VidMe. Minds is Minds is kind of weird because it's kind of like Twitter and YouTube or something. I don't really know how to describe
so much
it.
Spam email from Minds. It's very I get all that crap.
I get it too. Yeah, I never go to Minds, but
yeah, I never use Minds either. I've posted maybe 3 or 4 things on mine, but I wasn't really. It wasn't really like engaging. Like no one was really. I was trying to like interact with people and trying to get some interaction going with me, but nothing was really happening. So I was like, okay,
totally.
Abandon ship.
Sargon agreed to do a live stream with me, an academic agent, about authoritarianism. And because there's like an academic authoritarianism, and authoritarianism is a right-wing ideology in academia, but they always talk about left-wing authoritarians, and it always just makes my mind frazzle a little bit because I'm like, that's not the academic definition. But which I understand. I mean, it's a dictionary definition that they're using. It's not a bad thing, but I just wanted to have a stream about that. And then Sargon lost his Twitter account, and now I can't communicate with Sargon. I've been over to Minds a couple times, and I'm like, hey, Sargon, remember but I don't even know if he gets it or not. Like on Twitter, I could DM him, and he DM me right back. It's like these other platforms you don't necessarily know. So.
Yeah, it's especially because there's not like a lot of activity going on them. So I feel like people feel less.
Exactly.
People feel less enthusiastic about using the platforms if you're not getting as much traction or interaction.
Sargon was on Twitter like 23 hours a day. You could always get Sargon on Twitter.
I think actually it was because of Sargon that I found out about PSA, because I
Totally,
think he posted
me
one of your
too.
videos. Yeah, that's how I found out. I was like, "Who's this?" And then I went to your channel. And I was like, "Why does this guy not have
Yeah, exactly.
more subscribers?" This
That's
is a
like
sin.
half the comments on every video.
Yeah, I was furious. I was furious. I had to spread the word immediately. I just started tweeting your videos out. I mean,
Now,
my videos out. I started tweeting my videos.
How long did you spend on that avatar? Because I'm under the impression it was, you know, less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, how long? What made you make that avatar, PSA?
I've been on this avatar since I started my channel. Which was,
I know, but I mean,
last year, I guess I started November or October of last year. So,
but
how
what
long?
was the inspiration for the
for
the avatar?
I want to know how long it took.
This avatar took 10 seconds to no, no, it's because when I was gaming, I always had, you know, like the generic, you know, smiling anime dark face monster avatar thing.
Oh, okay.
And then I thought, well, I'm gonna do the opposite of that. It'll be a frown because I'm so sad and angry about everything.
I'm gonna put these here for like the rest of my streams. So whenever I do streams, and people are like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
you can have arguments with yourself.
They're like my conscience.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be I feel like this would be the devil one and the more devil one. This one's saying some bad shit, and this one pushes the envelope with more bad shit.
And then FriendEd can come in and be the angel.
Now, how long have you been an Armored Skeptic fan, Sitch?
Why do you ask that question?
Well, I noticed you have a suit on. I noticed that you went the standard Armored Skeptic route with your avatar.
I didn't even realize that.
Oh, sure you did.
Wait. This is going to show you how visually autistic I am, because I don't visually like process information very well. I didn't even realize his character had a tuxedo on until after I had made my character and he started talking about it. And I said, "Oh my god, so many people have suits on."
Oh,
yeah. Doesn't Undoomed have a suit also?
He does, but he does.
I should make an Undoomed, one of these for Undoomed also. I'll just make
when I did my avatar, I was conscious of that. I was like, well, you gotta have a tie on to look professional, but I could do my sleeves rolled up. I could do like a short.
Well, the only reason that my guy is in a suit is because when I was looking through all the free clip art, I was looking at different poses, and the ones that had the most poses were all people in suits for like business clip art. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this one.
It is kind of the standard. It is really the standard. When people make fun of the suit thing, I think it's completely misplaced, because it just, I mean, it's normal. It's like the normal look for a guy.
What's that guy's name that does the all the food reviews in the suit?
I don't know.
Is this like a YouTube channel that you're talking about, or?
Yeah, he's like a meme. He's like really popular.
Oh, I don't know, actually. The only food channels I can remember is like the Epic Mealtime, and actually I don't know, I can't remember any other food channels other than Epic Mealtime.
I got about 10 more minutes, guys, just to let you know. Just give
Okay, cool. Okay, in that case, I guess let's touch on also some other people I wanted to ask you about in like the celebrity realm that I feel like are kind of losing it because of the whole political climate and shit. I don't know if you've paid attention recently to Jim Carrey.
I saw he was in my Twitter feed, but I didn't know what was going on. I saw the clip where he was saying, "I'm not me anymore. I never was me," or something. It seemed bizarre, but you know, Jim Carrey is kind of a bizarre guy. Like
but I think also that, I mean, I don't want to get all personal with his whole personal life, but I think after his ex-girlfriend had the suicide situation.
He committed suicide, yeah.
Yeah, I think he kind of started falling downhill after that, because I've noticed, just like even in his eyes, just like the look in his eyes, like, you know, there's certain people who I know personally who I like, they're much older now, and the shit they've been through, is they have that same look in their eyes that I see in Jim Carrey, and I'm just like, oh man, this is familiar territory. Like the look you have and the way you talk and just the way you carry yourself about now, it looks like certain people that I know who are also kind of on the verge of just losing it themselves.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with that what's her name, Kathy Griffith or Griffin or whatever. Because he came to her defense about after she did that whole Trump, beheaded
I didn't
Trump
know
thing.
that.
Yeah, he was interviewed on some, I don't know if it was a premiere somewhere or he was like at an event, and someone asked him, and then he kind of sounded like a social justice warrior type when he was doing the interview. But at the same time, stuff he was saying, I was just like, I don't know if you're really looking into the situation. But at the same time, you're a celebrity, you don't really have time for, you're too, I don't know, your lifestyle doesn't really probably.
Yeah, they get him up to speed on everything.
Yeah,
he's not on the internet reading about it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you're not really doing research yourself. So, but yeah, and then him, and then also like Sarah Silverman. Her, I don't think she's like Jim. Not to say she's crazy like Jim Carrey. I just think she's an idiot.
No, Sarah Silverman tweeted out like, the military needs to assassinate Donald Trump. I was like,
oh yeah, that was
what the?
Wait, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. Some like CNN reporter tweeted back at her like, "Are you advocating treason?" I mean, so, but I just think she's dumb. She's just dumb.
Yeah, I think
she was the one that was talking about the little construction lines on the ground being swastika.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, poor Sarah Silverman.
Also, someone else I used to love watching when I was younger was Stephen Colbert. I used to watch him a lot when I was like in high school.
Yeah, Colbert was good.
Yeah, he was really solid. And I feel like, because I'm still subscribed to like his online, like on his YouTube channel, but I stopped watching him on just his show. But I feel like whenever I see a video of his pop up, because they promote it, and it's like Stephen Colbert says something new about Trump, and it's like every night. I'm like, do you have new material? Come on, Colbert. I remember when you used to bag on George Bush, it wasn't every single night. It was just, when totally. Some shit went down, you would bag on him. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel also Dave Chappelle even said something about Trump being bad for comedy because people are going to rely on him for material. And I feel like that's what's happening with a lot of like Sarah Silverman or Stephen Colbert, where it's like, that's their highlight. The most of their material is highlighted around Trump.
People fell in love with Colbert's ironic character, though, and I feel like his other character, well, his other character is supposedly him. I just feel like he's not as funny as.
Yeah, he's not. That's the problem. Is you have these people. You get popular doing something, and then you stop, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Colbert had some magic with that other character prior or whatever. But yeah, I just think that a lot of, because I love comedy. I love watching stand-up comedy. And I mean Joe Rogan obviously has a pretty solid podcast.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff on there. But
he's like a comedian, and a lot of other comedians like Bill Burr or whatever, they still are managed to be able to like relate to everyday kind of shit, as opposed to like the highlight of all their conversations is political or social issues or whatever. Yeah. And I feel like it just gets stale. I feel like stale of Stephen Colbert. I felt stale of him for a while. I'm just like, dude, you taste like 7 weeks old potato chips that have been left on the table. Yeah,
I love comedy. Everyone is always trying to get me to go more in the well, not everyone. I mean, I get random comments that are like when I do something funny. When I do something funny, people are wanting me to do more funny videos. My channel is completely directionless, so
you gotta bring this guy back in.
I know.
Now you gotta do more live streams, obviously.
Fuck you, Steve. Sitch has a racket. He's 100% comedy too. Like all your videos are comedy, right?
No, I have one. I think that's not funny. I have two. That's not funny.
What are they? Which ones are they?
The one where is a plea from a liberal to the left, where I'm like, you know, don't advocate Nazi punching.
Yeah, but you still have jokes in there and stuff.
Well, I mean, I can't not have jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like insane. What are you talking about?
Well, no, it's like I'm courting two audiences here, where people get mad. I posted a video on my second channel that was a live stream that I got into with a rabid atheism is unstoppable fan and an alt-righter, and they were just at each other for 50 minutes like yelling and screaming, and it was great. I was pure like adrenaline, and I was just like, I was trying to, you know, kind of moderate it a little bit. And I was on my second channel and people got mad. Like, what is this? I'm like, it's funny. That's what it is. It's hilarious.
Were you really moderating?
I was doing my best. I mean, it was like a total cat fight. But so I have these two audiences, and it's like, my channel is turning into, like, if I do comedy stuff, I'm making the people who like the educational stuff unhappy. And if I do educational stuff, the comedy people are like, you need to do more funny stuff. So
I feel like I have the same issue.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'm very inconsistent with my channel. Because I originally started with for this media company that me and a couple friends had started, and I was just doing behind the scenes of the things we would make, like our music videos and stuff. And then after that company crumbled because we almost got sued, I had to like save us from a lawsuit.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was. Do you remember that song? That band Aqua. They made that song "Barbie Girl."
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie. Yeah. So we were working with the leader of that band or whatever. He had started this side project with another artist. Her name is Kaya Jones. She used to be a Pussycat Doll, and so they had asked us to do their music video, and the director, who was my roommate at the time, was lagging it and pretty much lagged it so much to the point that they had already paid us, and so he was pretty much.
I wonder why he's lagging.
Yeah. They're like, why are you? You know, it took forever. I was constantly telling him like, look, we need to get this out. Like, I'll finish editing it if you need me to. But he was so adamant about editing it, and but basically he was going to sue us for that because he had paid us for a product and we weren't delivering the product, and. But yeah, so that ruined that whole company. And then eventually I just turned my channel into like my personal like vlog, video game, movie review type shit. And then just recently this year, I kind of got into the whole social and political stuff, but I still do, you know, like music videos and, you know, video game movie reviews and stuff like that. So there's too much shit going on for people to be like into, you know, all these things at once. So I understand why I'm not really growing. It's because I don't really have I'm not dedicated to a specific thing.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I like to
figure out what you want to do and like stick with it and be consistent and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's my problem. I like sometimes I get bored. I'm like, I'm just gonna stream a video of game shit or do movie review. I don't know. But yeah, so I understand that's just not gonna help the channel. But at the same time, I like doing it.
I started a live stream channel and have been moving the live streams over there, and it's totally helped. Like my channel growth is up. Like Sitch was giving me a hard time. Yeah, because you said you were giving me a hard time because you're like, you're a streamer, and Cameron thought I was a streamer too. I'm like, dude, fuck you. Anyone who spends a week editing a video is not a fucking streamer. Okay, come on.
All I said was if you looked at your page.
No, I know.
Streams, that's all I said.
But pointing that out was seeing it something that I wasn't seeing. So if somebody goes to my channel for the first time, they're going to think this guy's a streamer, and that's not the impression that I want to give them. A lot of people don't want to subscribe to a streamer for the first time out. Like a lot of people watch my videos and they like my videos and they think, okay, well, I'll listen to this guy's stream. I like his stuff. But yeah, so I think everybody does it. That's what they do. They separate out. I just think that's the way to go.
Bearing and Andy Worski don't separate it.
Yeah, but they're big enough. They're not actually growing a channel.
Their channels are pretty huge.
We talked earlier in the stream about the talking to, I mentioned that every time I've had Tim Blake on my channel, I've had Eon Bosnick on my channel, and both times I lost over 100 subs after those live streams. And someone, I was doing a live stream, and I think it was Ajar was saying, you just can't do that. You can't fraternize with the enemy unless you're big already. Like Bering can do it because he's at a scale where it doesn't hurt him. But it's just gonna. Ajar, one of my friends.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
You don't, but do you not agree with that?
I don't. Well, no, I don't agree with that.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that too. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't want to wait for it to be to a certain point to be allowed to talk to or hang out with whatever. Because then, I mean, in my real life, most of my friends would be considered in the more
most of your friends are.
Left. Okay. I don't want to say that they're extreme left, but they're definitely more left than me.
And well, you and I are both in LA. Like we're in the Hornets nest. Like, come on, let's be honest here.
And it's like, it's so funny because I think none of my friends know about my channel. But I feel like, and even if they did, I feel like they would be more open to talking to me about more of my like not as left-leaning views or whatever.
My friends I've had for 10 years have discovered my channel and been like, man, I never knew you were a misogynist. I'm like, dude, for real? You really think I'm
looking at you? They're just like looking at you like this. Is this what you are? Is this what you are?
It's LA, man. It's LA. It's just LA. You got to talk them off the ledge. You got to be like, listen, okay. This is internet culture. This is normal. We're all misogynists.
That's just what a misogynist would say.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm the video that I'm working on now, I'm spending forever on, and I can guarantee you the responses like from a lot of people is going to be like, what did I just watch? What is this? Which is never good for a channel, but I gotta be me. I just gotta be me.
Yeah, you never know. It could blow up. It could be your big thing. It could be your purpose.
You guys were talking about you can't have conversations with the other side. And I think Ajar is right though. I mean, I have the evidence. I had a stream with Tim where Tim and Morally Gray, and I lost about 100 subs after that. I had a stream. Okay, I had a stream with Eli Bosnick, and Bering literally came on the stream with me and Eli Bosnick, and I still lost 100 subs.
Yeah, I think
you can't directly say, oh, because of that you lost those subs.
What? Come on. You're playing the YouTube game. You know how it works. If you do a stream and immediately subs start peeling off, you don't think it has to do with the stream? What do you? It's like
I think that's a valid
just
point.
A random thing.
It's just a random coincidence.
I think that's a valid point. Well, I guess what I meant to say is that I would
you
do
shouldn't
that.
care about subs is what you mean to say. Which
I don't think that. I'm not saying that. Like obviously you care about your subs too, but I think too that your subs have to understand that you are allowed to be able to, they should give you the consent.
And they're allowed to unsub.
Yeah, and they're allowed to unsub.
With Tim, I feel like I understand it now because a lot of people have told me Tim is a dick. A lot of people have said Tim is the worst. And I've always said, wow, he's always nice to me. I've had him on streams. He's funny. Like I always stood up for him. But now I know. If you drop the soap in the shower, Tim is going to be there.
Well, it's weird because he sort of like existed in that kind of ContraPoints, past ContraPoints, middle-ish ground. Because like wasn't he was almost like kind of friends with Bering sort of, and then they had like that fall.
Oh no, he hates Bering. He
he was like, I thought they were like kind of friendly before though.
They're frenemies. But
like that whole, what was the whole thing with like Bearing Cab? I don't know. It's all kind of hazy in my mind, but
yeah, no,
he's kind of gone completely.
Bearing Cab was friends with him in the same way that I was friends with him, and Bearing Cab fed Bearing a bunch of DMs. And I mean, it was, I still give Bearing Cab a hard time for doing it, because I'm like, dude, that's a dick move. Like, why would you do that? Like, Tim, I'm like, Tim placed his trust in you and you totally betrayed that trust. But now I realize I've placed my trust in Tim and he's totally betrayed my trust. So
he deserved it from the beginning.
Yeah. So, but I think that's the reason. First of all, when I had him on, I lost 100 subs. I think that's why I lost 100 subs, because people interact with him on Twitter a lot of times. Think about it. Tim has been banned. Tim has been blocked by a lot of people on Twitter, which means he's doing stuff. Like, I haven't been blocked by a lot of people. I've been blocked by a few people for no fucking reason, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Steve Shives blocks everyone. Michael Rowlands was actually nice to me and then blocked me the next day. It's like, what did I do? Yeah,
I think I've only been blocked by one person who I didn't even realize I was blocked by until someone had mentioned it, or like mentioned, like comment or tweeted out like, oh, I've been blocked by, and it was a comic book artist.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and so this YouTube
so
channel
you know what it takes to get blocked, though, right?
I don't know what it takes. I don't even know how. I've never heard of this Twitter account before until this other Twitter account I follow posted like, I've been blocked and a few of my followers have been blocked also. And then so I checked. I was like, I don't even know who this is. And then I checked and I was like, I'm blocked by this person. I've never tweeted at them. I've never even I don't know anything about this person.
Yeah. So, but there are people that block people just for no reason, and then there are people that block people because they got a reason. Right?
Yeah, well, they have those, the bot list that just auto block anyone.
Yeah, totally. So, but I'm not addicted to people. Like, I haven't been blocked by anyone for being a dick to them.
But that's why you're losing subs, because you weren't enough of a dick to Tim when he was.
I feel like,
dude, exactly. No, you are exactly right. You are exactly right. That's it. Totally.
If you had pwned him.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, but Tim is in the best situation, because Tim will go on, Tim will be nice to you and then go on your channel, but he'll never invite you on his channel because he knows the score. He knows if I was on his channel, he would lose subs.
He does the math.
Yeah, he does that. But it's so ironic because he's the one talking about how, oh, subs don't matter. And, I don't like to get into drama. When you look at his videos, like every single one of them is a drama video. They are all drama videos.
How big is his channel?
Not very big. He's big. He's like maybe 500 subs above me. So.
Hasn't he been around for like a long time?
Tim has?
Yeah, I'm asking. I don't know.
Tim's been around forever. Yeah.
He's got like 190 videos.
Oh, I know. He has been around forever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at 5,800 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. So that's about 1,000 more than me. I'm just one video away from snuffing him, though. Like, seriously, all your subs come in on, you get a good video and all your subs roll in on one video.
Yeah,
but you know what?
True. That's how
you have more money in your Patreon, though.
I know. I tweeted at him immediately when that happened. I'm like, dude, my Patreon has more money than you. He was actually very gracious about it. I was like, he's like, you've succeeded. And I'm like, that's damn right, buddy.
He's like, I admit defeat.
I'm better than you. I looked at, he did his last video. I was fighting with him about this thing about him stabbing me in the back with this other guy, and I watched his video and he's talking about like his cat almost died and all that, and he lost his job and shit. And I was like, oh god damn, now I feel bad for the fucking dickhead. I'm such a pussy. This sucks. I hate the fact that I feel bad for people, but that's why I'm nice on streams to people. It really is. I feel for people. I can't help it.
I sometimes take that into consideration if I'm making like a video in response to someone. Like
Oh,
I'll think
totally.
like, okay, I don't really know what their personal shit they're going through is, but then like another half of me is like, but what you just did is fucking stupid.
I know. I kind of took the piss out of Peter Coffin in my last video.
Yeah,
Just a
that
little
was
bit.
Yeah. But he never responded. Peter Coffin was following me on Twitter, and I was like, "What the fuck are you following me for?" Jesus. He doesn't follow me anymore.
Gee.
I think you were pretty classy about it. You were classy about it.
I did my best. I was supposed to go like 10 minutes ago, so I really have to take off now. But this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a cool stream.
Thanks for letting me crash it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, man. It was an honor to have you.
Nah.
I'll probably download this and post it on my live stream channel just to keep it lively over there. If you don't mind.
Yeah. That's cool. Go for it.
All right. Cool. I'm outie. Take care, you guys.
All right. Later. Cool.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Peace out. Everyone else in the stream. Who else is still watching? It's like 5 viewers. PSA, you still here?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to yourself? Just
oh my god,
imagine what it's like to.
How did you print that out? You just get a big picture, like.
Actually, well, I printed them out at work, and then I just mounted them to this like foam core.
That's awesome.
I can't put them on these.
No one's gonna know who the fuck you are. They're like, what the fuck is that?
I know if I'm just walking around with all three of these, just like if I can just like interchanging them, like.
Yeah, no one's gonna want to give you candy or talk to you.
I was gonna be at bars and shit, or I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna be going on this year. But well, are you out here in California by any chance?
No, I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes at least once a year, I'll head to New York City because I got some friends out there. So sometimes I'll be in New York City for like a week or two. But that's like the only East Coast city that I've been to. Like I've never been like to Florida, but I don't want to go to Florida. I feel like Florida just sounds like a nasty ass place.
What's wrong with Florida, huh?
I just feel like it's like the humidity and the fucking insects out there. I mean, I've never been there, so I guess. And the hurricanes. Yeah. But and then also I don't know too much about the people other than like from movies, and I'm like, are people from Florida really like this? I don't know.
You don't know that meme, the Florida man meme?
No, what meme is that?
It's like if you type in Florida man, you always find some ridiculous story of some guy getting arrested for like, having sex with an alligator or doing, something ridiculous. Like, and it's always the headline is like, a Florida man did X.
Oh, okay. I see this guy. Yeah, that fool looks scary. Oh, shit. Hold up real quick. But yeah, what program do you use when you animate? Do you use like After Effects or something?
I use Vegas.
Oh, Vegas? Oh, I've heard of that program, but I've never actually seen like the layout or what the.
I mean, they all look kind of the same, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like the UIs or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of Vegas. I've never used it, but I use primarily After Effects, just because it's also like you can parent it with Premiere.
Yeah. I used to know how to use After Effects years ago, and I kind of forgot. So I just was like the only reason I use Vegas is because I don't know, like 8 years ago, someone gave me a cracked copy for free. So I'm just like, whatever. I guess I'm learning this one.
Yeah, I did the same with Cinema 4D. A friend had hooked me up with a crack for that, and but back then the computer I had was like it was an older Mac. It was only like 2 gigs of RAM, and I made this animation that was like 8 seconds long. It was like because it was a 3D animation, it took 24 hours to render the 8 seconds.
Oh my god!
I remember like just waiting, and I started it at night, and then I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to work. Well, I'm sure it'll be done when I get back. I get back from work and it's still like rendering, and it wasn't until I was like about to go to sleep again that I finished. And it was like 8 seconds of a video.
God, I'd kill myself. That's like, it's insane. And I need to get like a computer because I'm doing everything on a laptop, and I'm so afraid that it's gonna melt one day while I'm rendering a video because it gets so hot.
Yeah, I feel you. I recently got a desktop, but I had this for the same reason, because when I was animating on my laptop, I was just like, this computer is gonna melt in my lap.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I highly recommend and endorse that idea.
Okay.
But what or can you say on what your next video is going to be about?
It's unfortunately, I'll tell you, it's another Riley video, but hopefully it's the last one, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Wow. I was thinking too, because I liked for a period of time, I liked ContraPoint's channel.
Me too.
But I feel like recently, I don't want to say that he's going in a Riley direction, but I feel like he is getting to a point where he's kind of he's like extra like exaggerating things. I mean, he exaggerated things in the past, but for comical effect. But I feel like now he actually kind of believes some of these exaggerated things that he's kind of saying and doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree 100%. I even sent him a really nice like little message back when I had no subscribers. And I was like, oh, I really like your channel because you seem like someone who takes the middle ground in between, the SJWs and anti-SJWs. Really, a lot of times, like he even had a whole video about how the SJW cultural appropriation is kind of bullshit, and he explained like what real cultural appropriation is. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then I agree. It's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's Trump getting elected or if it's him. I'm sorry, I keep saying him. If it's her transitioning, but something has changed, and Contra has just gone off in this completely different direction.
Might be the hormones.
Yeah, maybe it's the hormones.
I don't mean not to be fucked up or anything, but I think that might contribute to it.
You transphobe.
I think also because Contra, I still have respect for her. I guess I'll say her enough to refer to her as her. But whereas Riley had posted this thing on his Tumblr about his how he wasn't suffering from dysphoria, like other people are. Yeah, and that's why I don't really have respect for his whole pronoun game. And a lot of him in general as a person, I'm just like, you are just you're kind of just a piece of shit. And yeah, I don't know. I can't respect him, and so I just say him. But whereas Contra, I feel like there's a lot more like authenticity to his trans, his trans crown or whatever, his trans title.
Well, yeah, and I feel like with Riley, a lot of Riley's positions are just based off entirely justifying, I'll say her because I don't give a shit, but it'll justify her existence, as a trans person. It seems like every position she has just comes from that. It doesn't come from a real place. It doesn't come from a logic place or a scientific place. It's just, it's okay for me to label myself and identify as trans, even if I don't, fit the criteria, if I don't have dysphoria, if I don't have any of these other symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know, with the pronouns thing, I'll call anyone him or her. I'm fine with that, as long as it's the two. I'm more worried about the non-binary stuff.
Yeah, like the they thems and shit like that.
Yeah, like in the zers and all that.
Like the zers and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll call anyone him, her. I don't care about that. But it's the other stuff. It's like the line I won't cross.
Yeah, same. Because I have a friend who recently transitioned, and I respect his. But obviously, we're friends, so I respect the the pronouns and stuff. But when it comes to like in public, if I misgender someone, like him or her, misgender by the actual like other like the binaries, I don't do it on purpose. It's just like I register.
Yeah.
Like however I register the person. That's how I refer to, I don't do it on purpose to be like a dick.
You just act like a normal human being, you asshole.
Yeah. But yeah, the they them thing, I don't know, that whole they them just irritates me so much because I had put this scenario out in one of my videos with the they them pronouns about if you if I had identified as a they them person, how would you report me to the police if I went missing, or if I committed a crime, or if I if you just needed to report me? And it's just like, hey officer, we have this person who we need is missing, can you find this person? And like, okay, can we get like the age, sex, height, hair color, hair length, something, like the normal description. And then it's just like, well, it's like a brown haired, it's not really, I can't really say it's a him or a her. They like to be referred to as a they. It's like, okay, so I don't know how to look for a they. Are we looking for a group of people? Like, I don't know. It's just like in situations like that where you need to be specific about things. But it's like they them is gonna not help this situation. They them doesn't work in like the majority of situations, singularly or whatever.
And it's weird because it reinforces the whole gender stereotypes. To me anyway, because it's like, I thought the whole point was, oh, you can say like a guy or a girl can be or do whatever they want. That's fine. But now they're saying, no. If you don't fit into this category of being, male, this specific stereotype of being male, then you're not male. You're some other made up category.
Yeah. For girls, it used to just be like tomboy. Like it wasn't like, oh, you are now like, oh, you're referred to as a he, or like, are you a transgender now because you dress up like a boy and you like to do boy things? It's like some girls just are into more male-oriented activities, but they still are not. They don't have a problem. They don't have a problem with being a girl. It's just their interests slightly are more directed in male activity or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, is because they say that trans trans regret is not very high, and that might be true now, but 20 years from now that might not be true. We could have a whole generation of people that
regret.
went through the transitioning process that didn't actually have gender dysphoria, and we're gonna look back at we're gonna look back now and be like, oh my god, like it's like when we look back at people doing shock treatment or lobotomies.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because I read an article recently, I think this was in the UK, about this kid who his parents or her parents had put her on the hormones early, but because or puberty blockers or whatever, and then but because she didn't maturely develop, that now she can't, like the doctors won't operate to make her penis a vagina because she didn't continue to grow naturally, through puberty and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. I read that same article.
Yeah, so I was just like, things like that also, that I don't know why when shit like that happens, the rest of like the trans community is not taking that into consideration. Like, hey, this is actually going to hurt your transition, if you start so early. And I don't know.
Well, it's weird. I think that there's like this big, I'm assuming there's this divide in the trans community between, because I get a lot of, in my trans videos, I get a lot of positive comments from trans people saying, oh, I'm so tired of this kind of SJW, everything's a social construct, in regards to trans stuff that they're pushing. And even, like right before I came on this stream, I've been, instead of working, I've been engaged in this fucking really long, stupid Twitter argument with this person that's trying to say that gender dysphoria is caused by social problems and can be changed by just deconstructing, the social ideas of gender, and that is not biologically inherent. And it's
that's so stupid.
Yeah, it just fucking it blows my mind that the LGBT community for so many years worked so hard to kind of instill this idea of being born this way into society, and that was used to allow us to accept them and to say, okay, well, we don't need you to change because you're born this way. And then you have this new generation that's just completely ignorant of all the work they did, and they're just saying, no, fuck that, because it suits us right now. We're just going to shed all that crap and everything's social, because they don't have the foresight to ever see that things can turn around on them and people can go back to the old ways of thinking.
I think too. Yeah, that and the well, like Riley, how he's so like ass backwards with a lot of his points. Like today, I think he tweeted because I think I saw it blow up kind of on Twitter about how he said, "Hold on, let me actually."
Yeah, that's what I was responding to. That got me into all this.
Yeah, that tweet was just so fucking ass backwards to me. That was, I don't know. Just, there's people that watch and fucking agree with you. It's crazy.
Yeah, the tweet was it was I'm not a male to female transition because I was never male.
Yeah, and it's like I can still hear the male in your voice. Sorry, Riley, but
how dare you? How dare you?
Riley he just irritates me so much. I just feel like if we could have like a Comedy Central roast of Riley J. Dennis, that would be that would be.
What's the problem? Is like every time you think Riley said something that won't be topped in terms of ridiculousness, you know, you see the next video and you're like, oh my fucking god.
But yeah, is there anyone else in like that like the SJW community that you haven't addressed that you plan on, or like do you know Destiny?
Do I know Destiny? Yeah, I know Destiny. I mean, I know of him. I've never interacted with him, but
oh, okay, yeah, because Destiny is another person who I kind of he irritates the shit out of me. Like I'll watch the streams. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure, I guess. Is like I just want to see this other person suffer through this stream. And there's been a couple streams I think he's been decent on. I think the one with Jeff Holiday, he did a stream with Jeff Holiday, I think it was, where he was pretty calm most of the stream.
The only streams I've seen were the one he did with Sargon, and he got very upset about Sargon and the you know, black people not being married thing. and then the other stream I saw was with Naked Ape, and it's so funny because Naked Ape starts yelling at him, and he's just yelling at Naked Ape, and it's like Destiny got so mad he just booted Naked Ape from the stream like after 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Just raged out.
Yeah, that yeah, I don't know. Something about Destiny just like it's so irritating, but I can't stop watching him. I don't know, I don't know what it is. But what were you gonna say that about other people?
I was thinking about doing. It's gonna be way down the line though, but I was thinking about doing a video on H Bomber guy, just because I don't know. I feel like his. I saw like a piece of his video where he was criticizing, you know, Armored Skeptic and all the other people about the Bill Nye thing, and it seems so disingenuous to me. And I haven't really heard anyone do like a really like big call out against that video.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's like an hour and a half video, so it'd be ridiculous to do that. But
what about anybody like on the more right, the right side of the spectrum? I had I think I'm real on last week, and he's done a couple of videos. Yeah, he's more centrist like us, I guess you could say. But he's also has done videos on like was that Tara McCarthy, I think, and Stefan Molyneux, or however you say his name. But yeah, is there anyone in that side of the camp that you would?
It was weird because originally I was watching Mouthy Buddha's Jewish question videos that have now gained such notoriety, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna see where he finally ends up with this. I'm gonna wait and see where his last video goes, and then I was gonna send him a message and ask him for clarifications and stuff. And I was thinking maybe I'd do a video on that, but I don't think it's gonna happen now because it seems like he's trying to do a redemption arc. So
like a bit of damage control.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he's being, I like to. I'm probably, I'm too forgiving and assuming everyone's coming from a good place. So I'm assuming that he's being honest in his feelings.
If you want, well, earlier today, Mouthy Buddha was on a stream on Bunty's channel. Yeah. So I only watched a bit of it because by the time I kind of listened to streams and stuff while I'm at work. But by the time I was leaving work, the stream was still going, so I didn't really get to finish listening to what they were covering and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't watched it either, but
yeah, well, I guess I don't really have. Or do you have anything that you wanna talk about? I don't really have any other topics I can.
I guess we could just call it here.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll include your. I mean, even though I don't really have a big following, but I'll include your channel and stuff in the, because I put FriendEd's channel in Twitter, but I'll include yours. Anybody else still watching? PSA Sitch is a meme god. I highly recommend checking out his channel. It's ridiculous. If you like memes, you're gonna like his channel. That's all I gotta say. I'll link his channel on Twitter in the description. Thanks for tuning in, and also thanks for joining the stream. I had no idea. I literally made these today. Like I had no idea that you were gonna jump in. So this is actually a pleasant surprise for me.
It was destiny.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for joining, and everyone else, thank you for joining the chat and the stream or whatever. And see you guys in the next episode.